Thank you for listening to It's On Us podcast. Please like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and enjoy the episode.
I bet. He got it off rip this time. He didn't have to do the episode name.
Right.
Okay, all right. Now we're off to a good start. There you go, Jake.
New MacBook. Who did this?
I was about to say.
Ain't
It's
it?
the
Yeah.
new MacBook.
Now you out here taking shots of shit you throw away in Miami and shit.
Oh my goodness.
I
That
appreciate
was
you
him
buying the
absolving
bottle
his
though.
sin.
No problem.
Yeah, let's just squash it now. So Jacob, what'd you do to make up for it?
I bought him a bottle of Henny that
Who was him?
I bought Ash.
Thank you.
His bottle of Henny that I wasted on accident in Miami.
So a good conclusion to a shitty story.
Right. I feel a lot better.
Plus, he saved a lot of money too, because it would have been way more out there than it would have been.
Yeah.
Gabe, you should have brought 2 bottles.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm just saying.
You gotta compensate me.
No.
Yeah, right? You know what I
If
mean?
you said I wasted a bottle,
interest.
then I got you a bottle in return.
I should have said the price of the bottle.
Oh, well, see,
The
you
value.
fucked up.
The value.
Well, you messed up.
What did you do to waste it?
Oh, man. This is a depressing story. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, relive it. Deep
So
breath.
this is what happened.
Don't take me to this place.
We
all
was
right?
in Miami.
You know,
His birthday was the 28th. My birthday is the 29th. So we're out in Miami on the strip.
Birthday.
Say it again.
I said happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
So we leave the bar. He has these 2 big ass cups of Henny. I don't mind it. I like it and I don't like it. It just depends on the day. He gives me this cup. It's about to be your birthday, bro. Turn up. Ash, I'm at that limit. I don't want it right now. I don't want to get sick. I don't care. Drink it. Ash, I don't want it. Give it to somebody else that will drink it or I will throw it away.
Pussy.
He gave me the cup, so I said, bro, if you don't take this one more time, I'm going to give it to me again. I just set it in the garbage can. It was full, too. It was a full-ass cup, too.
So how it's a full cup is they bought a bottle at this bar we were at. They bought a bottle of Henny, 2 bottles, and we were leaving, so we had to transport them. We couldn't bring the bottle on the strip, so it was in a full cup, and he just dumped the whole cup.
Party foul.
Party.
Huge party.
In
Foul.
comparison,
That's a flagrant
so
party
the cups
foul.
had to be like how this cup is, right? It was this full of straight Henny. He put it right in the trash. Like, nope, I'm okay.
That's almost the bottle.
Yes.
But at the time he gave me the cup, like, I did not know it was almost a bottle. I just thought it was a cup of Henny. I didn't know. Oh, my goodness. It's that big of a value?
No,
right now?
you
Is this
knew
the
you
whole-
got intimidated.
No, bitch. I didn't fucking know, okay?
You wasn't man enough.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
he definitely was
goodness.
intimidated.
So,
He's
yes.
like, if I drink this, how am I going?
If I take one more drink.
Be floating in the ocean somewhere.
Uncle Bono, man.
Uncle
With
Bono,
his new
man.
family.
Jake, where you going? He's like, I think I seen a fish.
Oh my god.
Would have been good content.
So that's the story behind the Hennessy and why I had to get Ash a bottle.
And he had the name Henny Waster.
Oh, yeah. So my nickname, well, we'll just discuss the nickname later.
Well, you might as well introduce us with your nickname, then.
So thank you for joining us for another episode of It's On Us podcast. You got myself, Jacob, the Glizzy Guzzler. For some damn reason, they gave me that new name, and now it's Henny Waster. To my left, I got John.
What's going on?
Then after him, man, introduce yourselves. I don't do this whole around the table shit.
So see, what's the problem? You gonna introduce John, but you can't introduce me. You got a bone to pick with me. Huh?
You know what it is.
It's your boy Cliff. How y'all doing out there? Jacob hating on me because I'm scowling him because he's just so damn depressing, wasting Hennessy and just being so unappreciative and just so uncultured.
Jeez.
Get your life together, man.
Jeez.
And to my left, I'll finish this because he needs to be quiet.
Thank you,
We got
Cliff.
Gabe,
Thank you.
How you doing, everybody?
and we got the beautiful Jasmine in the building, our new guest,
Hello, thank you.
and we have Ash.
Love. Let's go.
Let's go. Take us through our itinerary, Jacob. You're allowed back on the mic.
No, I'm not taking this to go right to the rear. So as Cliff mentioned, we have our special guest on today, Mrs. Jasmine Stafford.
Stafford.
See, I always
Get
fuck
it
up.
right.
I'm sorry.
You see, you got typos all over the
Hey,
place.
we don't need to discuss that. So, Jasmine, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I hate this question.
Oh, no.
Whenever people say,
man.
tell me about yourself, I don't know where to start. I am 31 years old. I have 3 kids, started a small business a couple years ago, maybe a few years ago, officially 2019. I do work. I graduated college a few times.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I enjoy nature, all of that good stuff. And I'm probably one of the most positive people you're going to meet because it's hard to make me mad unless you're the devil.
Or a henny waster.
Right.
Damn.
But yeah, and the name of my small business is Blissfully Melanted, which is selling handcrafted. See, now I'm all nervous
No.
because you're all
You
looking
don't
at
gotta
me.
be
yeah.
You're doing a good job. You're on the roll.
It's handcrafted hair and skincare products. Everything is natural and organic, and then I also make my fresh pressed juices and working on a few other things that I can't disclose because I don't need them to not work out.
Right.
She
like
said
it, I
she's
like
in the
it.
lab right
She got
now.
some secrets.
She got more content coming for y'all asses. So be
Cooking
ready
it up.
for
I
it.
feel like
Yes.
every great business has a mystery to it. You know what I mean? They always have something up their sleeve.
You got to keep people on their toes and want more. That's
Right.
why when you got the juice, you pour it slow. You don't pour it all at one time. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Let them sip a little bit. Like, I like this.
And we live in an age where everybody needs to be in the know of the now. You know what I mean? So when you keep them out of the loop, they get kind of thirsty of knowing. They need to know. So keep them out of the loop for a bit. You'll keep them around.
So
Yeah.
I do have a
learned my
question for
lesson.
you though, Jasmine. So for your business, how do you decipher if you want like longevity versus like the right now instant gratification? Because that's the era we're in now. Like they want the, oh, I have a business, support me now, versus like longevity, I'm gonna last a long, long time. So
To be completely honest, with Blissfully Melanated, it's not something that I want to do forever. I don't want to make my hair and skincare products forever. So I don't mind giving somebody something for now. I eventually would like to have my own vegan restaurant. That's my goal. And to have my farm where I can produce my own stuff. Like I grow all of my food and I supply my own shop. That I don't have to go anywhere to anybody else unless it's something that I'm literally not growing myself, and then I can go to other local farmers and do it that way.
see, I like that idea because I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it had the analogy of like hunters versus farmers, which is like you're killing right now versus farmer is like you plant, leave, come back, watch it grow.
All right.
So that analogy is like it kind of goes with me because I'm like I want to be a farmer versus just a hunter because people need to come to us for product, which is what we're trying to do. So I like that.
So you're trying to have a legit farm to table type restaurant.
Yes.
Where?
I was considering South Carolina, but at this point, I'm okay anywhere in the South just because I'll be able to grow all year round, and it's just more farmers that way. It's not a lot you can do up north, and I don't want to go West Coast because there's too many natural disasters.
Okay. Are you from here?
I am from Ohio.
Okay.
But, I was born in Cleveland, raised in Elyria, left to go to college in West Virginia, came back, and I feel like
You grown out of this?
Lorain County, you can only grow so much. You can't reach your full potential.
I
here.
believe that's a fact.
Yeah. So
You're
I'm
not
ready
the
to
first
go.
person to ever say that though. Like Lorraine, there is like a cap in Lorraine. Like once you've been here so long, you kind of have to move away to really like spread your wings and fly to like what you really want to do. Because families want to support us because they're here, but like outside of family, you want networking. You want people that you don't know to like your product is dope. Where can I find you? How can we expand? How can we partnership together? You know what I mean? So that's the direction I feel like if you own a business, that's what you want to do.
I learned that Lorain County is based on popularity. And I don't want you to buy my stuff because I'm popular for the moment. I want you to buy my stuff because it literally works. And I'm walking proof, and my kids are walking proof that my hair and skincare products work because I don't use anything else on us.
Right. And I got a 2-part question for you. I want to ask you, what inspired you and what got you into wanting to own a small business, and what was the pros and cons of that, like on the way up? And what are the pros and cons now of actually having a small business and running it?
The pros on the way up, it was just I can finally pour into myself. It's no more giving people my recipes and watching other people succeed off of what I made up.
Right. So that was the inspiration and motivation to get into it.
That was a part of it. But I was already baking my own stuff, and a lot of people kept asking questions like, well, what did you use? How did you do that? My son had really bad eczema, like terrible, broke out from head to toe. You can hear him scratching at night, and he's in the other room, breaking skin, bleeding, and just keeps on going. So I was like, we've been to the dermatologist for 6 months straight, and they just keep prescribing him something new that's causing him to break out in a different area.
Right.
So I was like, I'm going to sit down and do my research and look for the most natural way to get everything done. Ordered all this stuff on Amazon because that's where all my money goes.
So you have an Amazon Prime account that like
Everybody
so
got
pretty
Yes,
much you got
I
tired.
have the business account too.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
And you got tired of the
Prepared.
dermatologist pretty much testing product on him, and you decided to test a natural
Yep,
way
and
with it.
he actually started to clear up in 2 weeks of using it consistently, at least 3 times a day. And then after those 2 weeks, we went down to just doing it 1 to 2 times a day for about a week. And then after that, his skin was completely healed. He looked like he was golden, like So we took him back to the dermatologist, and she's like, I don't know what you did, but keep doing it. We'll keep your stuff open in case you ever need to come back for something. She's like, but you don't really need us.
Right,
And
you
I
have
was
it under
like,
control.
Hell yeah.
That's amazing.
She's like, nothing we gave you can do that.
Right. Now, what were some of the cons, though, coming up before, like, you got your business in place? Like, what were some of the challenges that you may have faced on your way into, like, getting yourself established?
You look at the fact that other people are doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So what can you do that's different? And then being a
Separate
single mother
yourself.
of 3 kids, I'm like, I'm already paying for daycare out of pocket. How am I going to be able to fund my own business, my dream? Like, how do I find the balance between work, motherhood, and pouring into this, and still trying to make sure that I'm a good daughter and a good friend? I'm like, that was probably the biggest challenge, was just thinking financially how I'm going to do it and how am I going to make the time. But then you got to realize, if it's literally something that you want, you're going to find the time no matter what.
True.
Even if you lose sleep.
Because I feel like that's a lot of issues that not even just women face, but individuals face as a whole. Listen to her answer. Regardless of all the challenges she looked at, she still found a way and found time to get it done. She didn't stop. And again, the moment you stop, your dreams stop. And that's a beautiful thing. And I'm sorry to say pause right there, but I just want to make that was a message moment right there. That was a message, because that's a real stuff right there. Because a lot of that stuff you named is like, for real, what keeps a lot of people in the basement, and they refuse to chase their dreams because they like use that stuff as an excuse as to why they can't start it, versus just looking at it as to something they need to add into their situation on top of what they want to get done. You know what I mean? It's just a part of the puzzle that they have to get done. And that's all I wanted to iterate on.
So piggyback what off Cliff was saying, like with you starting your own business, how tough of a toll did that take on you mentally? Like, to wanting to do that, worry about your kids, but also knowing that you have something that you can do.
Mentally, I was exhausted because I wasn't getting sleep, and in order to be okay, period, you have to get enough sleep. You have to make sure you're eating right if you're not getting enough sleep. Just something to balance you out.
Right.
So mentally, I was screwed up. I was like a chicken with his head cut off. My kids were getting yelled at for things that they didn't deserve. So I had to take a step back, and I finally decided to do a full cleanse for a whole week, and that meant taking a step back from doing my business and being available to everybody else. But
So
took
you
a week
learned
to get my mind together.
So you learned the vitality of sleep and how important it was to you. That's what's up.
And you said you're vegan, so you're strictly green everything.
Yes.
And-
Well, not everything, not my full lifestyle.
Okay.
But I mean, food-wise, yes. But my lifestyle, slowly but surely, I am getting rid of a lot of stuff.
Can you give audience a definition of exactly what a vegan is? Because some people I know confused between being a vegan and being a vegetarian.
No, those are two totally.
I know they're. I
Oh,
say
yeah, I
some
don't
people might
know the
get confused.
difference.
No.
Vegetarians still do dairy and eggs. Vegans do absolutely nothing that comes from an animal or animal byproduct. It's literally plant-based.
Oh wow.
Rice, nuts,
It's no, but
Nothing.
it sounds tough, but I did it for like the first 2 months of last year, and you feel more like open and like relieved, and like you just feel more free. But then once you start going back, you feel heavy and feel like it slows you up. So like that lifestyle is straight discipline.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like when I eat meat, sometimes like I feel like I get like I don't know. I feel,
Sluggish.
I feel off. Yeah, I'm sure that's.
Well, because the meat's also not digesting in your stomach the right way.
Nope.
I've watched, because I'm working on a couple certifications. I have a yoga certification I'm working on, lifestyle and weight management, and also something for kids' nutrition.
She cooking.
And-
She cooking.
in the kitchen right now.
So with that being said, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
What? No, there was a part in the book that shows you that when you're eating meat, it kind of just sits there. It's not digesting. It decays inside of you. And so, you know, if you pass gas, that's why it smells, because that's decaying in you. But if the food, like if you're actually eating plants, it goes through you like it's supposed to. It's clearing you out. It's getting out all the stuff that you need so your body can keep working properly.
Okay.
Seeing that was enough for me to learn that it's not alive what we're seeing, because I'm like, you do get that, you get the itis. Like, that's where it comes from.
Anything.
Because
It's like
sitting
high
there.
carbs, red meat. It's all bad for you because like even like the biggest animals, the strongest animals are all vegans type of deal. They just eat plants. Like gorillas just eat leaves.
Like you don't even do fish.
No. My son's also definitely allergic to shellfish, so I kind of just stayed away from all seafood.
Ooh,
Now I got a question. I raise my hand when I got questions sometimes. Do you kids eat vegan, or they have more of a relaxed diet, or
They have a more relaxed diet. They're 85% plant-based. My daughters, their dad used to be like a pescatarian, but he's gotten a little lazy, so he still takes them to McDonald's and stuff. And if I'm exhausted, you guys can eat pizza today.
There you go.
Gotcha.
Cheese pizza usually.
Yeah, they don't like toppings on theirs. Even if you get toppings, they're going to peel it off. Even if they ask for it, like, can we have pepperoni pizza just to take the pepperonis off?
I'm the
It's
same
the grease
way.
from the
Yep.
pepperoni. They like the taste of the grease. So that's what it is.
Now, for those who don't know what a pescatarian is, a pescatarian just eats fish. They're like more of a
Yep.
seafood type of like diet.
Mm-hmm.
So there's different levels to like a lifestyle. I don't like to call them diets because it has the word die in it.
Live it.
Yeah, just
Nice,
call it
nice.
a way of life that you're
There you go.
going into. So, oh, yeah,
It's a way of life for sure. It's a change. I mean, because it's so easy to go get some food and
Right
it's-
around the corner.
Yeah, definitely.
right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
available
Convenience.
everywhere.
I need some juices for sure. I'm gonna get with you for sure. 'Cause
And
I need to get right.
And I want to get back to that question. So now that you own a business, what are the pros and cons of owning a business? So what's it like being your own boss, I should say?
It's great, but at the same time, I'm a person who thrives off of structure and discipline. So
Okay.
if I don't have structure and discipline in my life, which is why it also helped for me to go find another job to get my kids back on a schedule,
Okay.
it's great because you make your own hours, you make your own time. You're available when you need to be available, and I still get to go travel without having to go tell the boss, like, hey, I'm going to be gone for a couple weeks because me and my kids are going to go live our best life. Like,
There you go. Yeah.
but I don't know. Like, it's definitely great, but it does suck. I ended up picking up a second job.
See, temporarily though, because
It is
they're using you, so you're going to use them until you elevate enough to create your own space where you don't need anybody else. I fund myself. Everything's fine. I can go like you said, vacation with my kids, live our best life. So
I didn't mind the job only because when I interviewed and they saw my resume, they said, why are you here? Like, you're so qualified that you were already making more than when you came here. So when I sat down and told them everything that was going on in my life, because there's some things that happened last year that kind of caused me to have a setback. And they decided that they wanted to also take a chance on me to help me grow my business because they believe, and they started off as a small business.
okay.
So they're like, you know what, if we can help, we're going to help. And I let them know how I want a vegan cafe at some point, and they said, well, if you want to start, we have a kitchen area and we can make the guys do the work for you. So I was like, this
Say
is
less.
awesome.
Say less.
So your business has its own building?
No, I do everything out of my kitchen.
Oh, out of your own house. Then.
Nice, nice. So it sounds
Because
like
I looked into it. That
Okay.
I don't have to put everything through the state yet
Okay.
until I do have
You don't
a
have to get like
facility.
certified by like EcoShore and all that
so it's-
jazz.
So it sounds like, because both of you are business owners, that a major con is pretty much going into a job, quote unquote. You know that you're pretty much using them and they understand you're using you. So that's like a big con.
Yeah.
But it also sounds like being your own business owner, like it's kind of like murky waters, because at that point, not only you don't even have to sell yourself to the business, you just come into an agreement like, hey, you have to understand, when you employ me, there's a deadline.
Yeah.
You know you don't need me. I know I don't need you, but I'm trying to get to the next step. Are you willing to help me get there? And I feel like, you know what, everybody should be in that position, so that way everything is transparent. I understand like kind of like how much time I'm going to get out of you before you go, and I need to plan around that in order to push forward after you're gone, especially if you're like a productive employee versus being bitter that you're leaving. So that's interesting.
So the business term is called quid quo pro.
Yep.
If you know what that is, it's like you do something good for me, I do something for you, and then we meet in the middle. So that's the analogy you have to have. But like, it takes a while to get to that mindset of owning a business because it's not for everybody. It takes a lot of bravery. You have to be fearless. You have to just be open to like, this is what I want to do. Like you said, pour into yourself. This is what I want to do. Nothing else matters.
What does that board say? Provide opportunity using resources. A smart man wrote that down.
Yeah.
It wasn't you, so do
I-
not try to take the credit.
Didn't say it was.
He's been
I
taking
said
credit for
smart.
everything.
That's what I'm saying.
I
So
didn't
that's
say-
why I shut it down real quick.
I said a
Might
smart
have
man.
had a typo in there somewhere.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. So,
Po. It has a W in it somewhere. All right, no, you're good though. But no, yeah, just owning a business is definitely. I'm glad that you own a business and it's black owned, which is lovely, which is what I like about it. So like, even for our people to like start to be on the side of like gaining wealth, how has that been for you to like look at the financial aspect of owning a business?
The financial aspect, in the beginning, it was rough because I was dishing out more than I was making. now I'm at the point where I could be comfortable. I don't have to go get another job, but I mean, also having a vegan lifestyle, buying anything vegan is almost 3 times more expensive than everything else.
Ridiculous.
That's the
Health
thing.
is wealth, baby. Health is wealth.
Stupid.
It is.
It's the clothing that's a lot. Not that, because I mean, if I'm mostly buying fruits and veggies, the produce is cheap. It's anything that's processed. But financially, owning a business, I finally, those first 2 years are tragic. After you make it past your first 2 years, you finally start seeing some growth, and then you're happy. And that happiness has you glowing. So people see that you're happy, you're going places, you're able to advertise more. Then you can afford to do the things that you wanted and needed to do for your business. Like it's a big difference. You feel it and you see it.
For sure. And your prices are good too. You got good.
Yeah.
They're very reasonable.
That's the one thing that I wanted to do for sure. I'm like, I've gone to so many vegan places. Like, I wanted 4 red velvet cupcakes that were vegan, and it cost $60.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right though.
$15 a cupcake.
But you gotta understand though, like
it's that production, yeah.
once you've been in the business for so long, the price does go up. Like she's starting out, so we're gonna make it cheap. But like I buying all these products, my quality is better. I'm at the bump up the prices a little bit, but those who want to support you will. So
not even just that, the likeness of your name. Like as a brand, when your brand grows, your prices grow, and you can ask that about any successful fashion company, food company. I mean, look at McDonald's. We loved them for years. I mean, even they bumped up and got rid of the $1 menu.
Bastards.
It's
Made
just called
everything
the,
smaller.
Everybody upgrade.
it's called the value menu now, not in value.
What's it
menu.
called?
the
The
value.
value menu.
He would know.
I don't even eat McDonald's like that though. Dead ass.
That's all right. You don't gotta lie to me.
So, Jasmine, I got another question for you. I didn't raise my hand this time because nobody else was talking.
You don't have to raise your hand, Jacob.
Right.
Let me live my best life.
You know, he was on a short yellow bus with us.
Somebody had to.
Do what you got to do, man. All right, go ahead.
So, what's I guess some tips you would give to anybody that would come to you back? Look, I know you have your own business. What do I need to have when I start this brand? What are some tips you would give to an entrepreneur that looking for you for advice?
Have a game plan. I had to write everything out over and over and over again because it was changing daily. So have a game plan. And if you don't have a game plan, you're not going to be successful because you're not going to know what to do. You're going to go in every other direction. So have your game plan so you know where to start. Have a support team. And if you can't find one, if the people around you are not a support system, find it through social media because it's a lot of platforms. It's a lot of little groups of people who can help encourage you. And it's people who have literally been in your shoes. So you want to take their advice too, because what worked for me might not work for you. So I want to point you in the direction of other people who can help you, where we're all sharing our experiences. But the most important thing is to have your game plan and don't get discouraged if things don't happen on your time frame, because you're just ridiculous if you think it will.
No, that sounds. So basically, any new entrepreneur, you need to have a blueprint to what you want to do. To build a house, you need a blueprint.
You need a blueprint.
Facts.
Blueprint is key.
Right?
Numbers don't lie.
So you need that solid foundation. Once you're building up, and then after that, you just make your own niche. Like, you don't have to recreate the wheel. It's already been made.
Right.
You just have to make your own impact. Like, how do I want to impact what I want to do? Like she said, like there's thousands of people selling juices, natural products. So what makes your business different from everybody else's?
Right.
You know what I mean?
I went to therapy to find out what was going to make mine different.
Really? What? Okay, can you elaborate on this more, please?
Yeah, that's actually interesting.
This is very...
I love therapy. So yeah.
Therapy was part of like the stress that I was going through with trying to do everything, and I couldn't find a moment to myself. So in that week of me working on my mental, I did reach out to a lady that I actually used to go to church with. I don't go to church anymore, but a lady that I used to go to church with. I knew that she had her own counseling business, and she actually just expanded all the way down to Atlanta.
Wow.
So, like, I trusted her. She's always guided me in the right direction. So she told me, she said, of all the things that you're going through, have you ever thought about using that to create your products? And then you can name them after the things that you went through. Like, you need something for empowerment, strength, and she just kept going. And she would always come to me with all these ideas. And she's like, maybe write a book. She's like, you've been through a lot of shit. Like, write a book. And I'm like, you know what, I could. And she's like,
you're not the only one going through that. So
yeah. And she's like, and if you don't want to do it, she said, you can even make it a workbook. Like, she came to me and gave me so many ideas and would lift me up every time I was down. And she was also a person who helped bring more customers to me. Because she's like, oh, you got your business cards? Leave them right here, because we have meetings every week when I'm doing things with people. And I'm passing them out. And she's like, I speak of you highly because I see what you can do. She's like, I know you're going to make it far. So, I mean, having the right therapist definitely helps.
So as far as therapy goes, how many therapists did you go through before you found this one?
Honestly, just her. She was
Just
my
her?
first
She
one.
was lucky.
Yeah, I got
One
lucky
out
on
of
the
One of
first
the lucky
try.
ones.
She's
Yeah.
that one of one.
Yeah,
Godsend.
I know a lot of people have to go through like probably 3 to 5 before they find the one, but I was already comfortable with her. So it just made it easier. She never judged me for anything that I went through. She never made me feel bad. I'm not a person who likes to cry in public, but she definitely made me cry. So like she did her job. She did what she was supposed to do and helped me elevate my life and move on to the next level. Like it was beautiful, and
So,
I suggest therapy
It's
for
safe to
everybody.
say that like therapy changed your life for the better.
Yes.
So I want to help people just like you do. Open up the door of therapy because like we all go through like certain traumas in our life from when we're a kid to the age we're at now. So like the childhood traumas don't heal if you don't face them head on.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. I've tried to explain this to people in my life who I know are not healing. But my son lost his father when he was about 1.5 years. His dad committed suicide, and he would start asking questions, and I didn't know how to deal with it. So his behavior changed after that. So after that started to change, and I'm like, he has no other male role model because my brother was supposed to be the next person for him, and he committed suicide 8 months later. So yeah,
Sorry.
and I was pregnant with my second born through the whole thing. My mother decided I'm going to turn to drugs. So I'm like, I literally have to be this person for everybody. I can't cry because my son doesn't need to see me cry. He's already missing a parent. Now he's missing his uncle. I'm pregnant. I can only do so much. And then there's my mother who's supposed to pick up the slack, but she's not. So therapy was very relevant for me and my son. And I told myself that when my daughters are old enough, they're going to go too. Because it's a stigma in the Black community, period, that nobody wants to go get help.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do
If
any
you
of
go
that.
seek help, you're a crazy person.
And I'm proud of you for being strong enough to go get help and versus being a victim and saying all this stuff is happening to me. I'm going to let it happen and just let my kids deal with the results like I'm just going to deal with it. And you decided to be a staple for your kids and be a good foundation. And now you're a solid rock for them to lean on. And I hope everybody who's listening takes that message because versus, again, letting your circumstances making you a victim, you need to be strong enough. And I'm understand everybody goes through their own stuff, but try to overcome because you have other people always rooting on you, especially the little ones. They're watching no matter what. And I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I really am.
It was hard because, I mean, pride was a major issue.
Yes.
But once I went, it felt good. And then my son, like, to see his breakthrough, because I got to sit, like, in the back through his sessions, watching his breakthrough, understanding how his little mind worked, I was like, oh, this is great. So all in all, it makes you a better parent. So, like, now I cater to my kids in the way that they need because I didn't have that growing up.
Right.
So it's the best thing. I don't know why people just look down on it. They don't want to open themselves up to other people being in their business, but they'll put it all over social media.
That makes total sense. I'm going through something. I'm gonna post it on social media. People are gonna make fun of me about
At
it.
all. Like she said, pride kind of plagues our community and culture a lot. And I'm glad that, again, you put that to the side to be able to be transparent with your kids and help raise them better and, again, be strong for them. That's amazing. I love hearing stories like that.
Well, to switch up the mood, I guess. What has been the most embarrassing moment up until business-wise for you up until now?
Most embarrassing moment,
Business-wise, yeah.
There was a time that I rushed a product, and
man.
I don't know. I was using my little hand blender thing. I have a Vitamix, and there's a thing that you could use to. I don't even know the name
It's like
of
a
it
food
right now.
processor.
Kind of, but I didn't blend things the way that I was supposed to. I was just rushing, like, all right, I got this. And I kept forgetting that no matter how much you blend it, even after it starts to settle, it can get hard again. So you have to keep whipping things for so long in order for it to stay soft and consistent. And then I went to give it to somebody, and they're like, hey, this is like hard as rock. How am I supposed to use this? And I was like, really? And I'm like, gosh, like, this looks bad because, I mean, I'm a small business trying to get myself out there. And there you are, like, this is really hard.
Right.
And I'm just like, so I tried to make another one, and I rushed that one too, because this is when I learned that, you know, patience is
Virtue.
Vital.
Patient.
So I was like, I rushed that one too, and she was like, it's a little softer, but it's still hard. And I was like, what am I doing wrong? So I was like, you know what? Take the time out. I sent my kids away, and I was like, let me focus now. And then I gave her this one. I gave them all for free, but finally it had the consistency that it needed. And
What were you
she's
making?
Like, finally, it was a hair cream.
Okay.
But yeah, nope, I kept
Yeah, no,
rushing
you can't
it,
put
and it
no
was
rock
just,
solid hair.
Sounds like a solid, like, block white of cream.
And she's like, I would put my finger on it, and it's just really not doing anything. And I'm like,
It's that pure Peruvian, man.
That's that brick.
Oh man.
You put it under the lamp. You get it going.
That blue magic.
No, I ended up keeping all of the ones that came from that batch though, and then I just re-whipped them and then ended up selling them.
Okay.
That's what's up.
But it was embarrassing. Like,
At least you can
trying
turn
to
it
get out there,
turn
and then
it.
they decided to write a review, and I'm like,
Now this was how early into your career was this?
about a year and a half.
That's
But it
not
was
that
just
bad.
literally like I was just rushing because I had other plans for the weekend, and I'm like,
Right.
I'm trying to
She was busy to go live her best life that weekend. She's like, I'm trying to get this shit done. I know how to do this. I've been doing this shit for a year and a half. I got this.
Man,
But that was also a reality check because I was just like, you can't do that anymore. Like this is your money. Your life depends on this right now.
You gotta humble yourself real quick. Like, oh shit, hold up. Let me get these kids out the damn house real quick. Let me get this shit done.
so you said you're from Elyria. So growing up, did you do any like sports?
I did track and cheerleading.
Okay.
That was
You
like
you
the
went
bulk
to
of my
Elyria
sports.
and did that there?
Yes,
Like in high
Elyria
school?
High. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. What year did you graduate?
2008.
2008.
Oh shit, 2008.
That's before
I was-
y'all.
That was a good time for me.
I was.
That was a great time. For
That's the
me.
year you graduated?
Mhm.
That's the year my brother graduated, my big
Same.
brother.
My big brother graduated in 08 too.
Yeah, I'm 31.
Yep. I graduated in 14. So.
Oh gosh, you guys.
I graduated.
Hey, yeah. I'm the youngest.
Oh, we're
I'm the
all 3
youngest
years
one.
apart. Because we 2011.
2011, yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like, I don't know, the messaging and everything is still like, it doesn't have an age limit on it though. So like you coming to us today to be a part of this podcast is like everything because we're trying to expand and network more and try to see people that's coming up and help them and pour into people how we're supposed to. So
Yeah.
that's what it's all about.
I think that's absolutely beautiful just because you don't see it enough around here. Too many people are trying to compete with each other instead of uplift each other, work together, any of it.
So, short story. I texted her. I was like, "Hey, hello, this is Jacob Diaz from It's On Us Podcast."
Oh,
You know what she texts back? Jacob who?
So.
Talk about what? And
Like, she's supposed to know who you are.
Right,
Like,
she's
this is
like-
Jacob from the
she's
IOU
like,
podcast.
the one that
Like,
did
know my name.
Shanta.
Oh, you didn't
I'm
know?
like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I run a podcast too. I'm trying to sound professional right now. Oh shit, I was about to block you. I didn't know who you were. I'm like, well, never mind that.
Thought you a spam mail. Like, oh,
Right.
whatever.
Suspicious message.
He's like, subscribe to my fucking Bitcoin so I can get 10% profit off of it. Like,
He
yeah.
tried to call once too at some point, but it showed up, I think, your mother's name,
Yeah, my
and I was
mom's
like,
name.
I don't
Oh, no.
know this person, so I'm just
You
not
out here
gonna
got
answer.
grandma's name on your Facebook, bro?
No, it's under. I'm under her phone bill,
Oh, okay.
so it comes up under her number
You
sometimes.
should get your own phone bill.
Nah, it's more efficient this way. Pay her.
I wish my mother would pay my phone bill.
No, I still got to pay her a month. It's
Oh, no,
just
no.
way less than what I would have to pay by myself.
Lucky my phone bill's $311.
Oh, wait a minute,
my
a month?
gosh.
Hop on the mind. It's like, it'll be like $35.
Two phones and a tablet, but we're still paying on our phones, like so
Okay.
that factors in. And then
John's heart
yeah.
just stopped.
John
a
got
little
an
bit.
iPhone 7, so
You know where I'm at. All right, man.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I got my whole family on my plane, actually. My dad was in charge of it, and he was just like, I don't understand this, like, lingo. I'm like, let me take it over. So I got it now, and actually it went down like $20. I don't know, for whatever reason. Shout out to
Shit. Shout out.
my blank mobile. I'm not gonna sponsor that.
No, they ain't messing with us. We're not shouting them out.
Well, I'm supposed to get 25% off for being a county worker because yeah, I still have that. And I'm not telling them that I don't work there anymore.
Hey.
There you
But
go.
I keep looking at my bill like, so where's the 25% off? Like, why am I still paying $300? Still
That's
waiting.
Whew, that's a hefty toll.
It is.
300 a month.
Oof, that hurts.
Hell yeah.
So we talked about this off air a little bit, so I want to get back to it. What's so interesting to you about South Carolina? Because you were talking to me about possibly moving down there and taking your business down there. What interests you about,
That's
that
where the
place?
bulk of my customers came from for my hair and skincare products.
Really?
And yes, whenever we would go down there, I would have people stop me. Your skin is beautiful. What do you use? I would just pull my card out like, I make my own. Like, this is all handmade. Like, I do it at home. I measure it out. Like, I finally got my proportions. Like, this is all me. I would get stopped everywhere, and they're just like, I just want you to know your hair is beautiful. Your skin's beautiful. And I'm like, and it makes you feel good, especially as a person who grew up where I had no self-confidence. I'm like, you see me now. Like, yes.
So
You see
wow.
me and you can be like me. Here you go.
So you went down south and met a bunch of strangers, pretty much networked, and they actually show you more love than you do get back here at home. And I don't blame you. Shoot, go where the money at, especially if your customer base down there and they love you for you. Do it, girl. I'm proud of you.
Now I got a question. how does it make you feel like when somebody gives you a compliment and you hand them the business card? Because I know like when I was down in Miami with these guys, just even giving them a business card was just like, wow.
It made me feel adult. I was like, I'm finally doing it right.
Okay.
Right,
I feel
like
it.
a boss move. Even when I hand out ours, man, it's like, you got your own business card? Like, yeah. Like
you don't?
like low key, you don't? Like, nah. Like, all right,
Get the
well,
little
I guess.
QR code. You could scan our
Right,
shit.
yeah. It's just dope, man, to just have that feeling that you can like really put real information into the world, not like you said, like on social media, and it just be a bunch of likes and retweets and comments or whatever.
So, Jasmine,
Here we go. He about to ask you some dumb shit.
No,
I could just tell by the delivery.
I felt it. Like, go ahead. What are you gonna ask?
I don't even want to ask you now.
No, go
so
ahead.
Look,
He said, "So look."
I'm trying to figure out how I want to word this.
Just hear me out. Listen.
Because I had talked
See,
to
I
him
told you.
earlier before we recorded, and I said, I follow him on Facebook. Said just one day, like, you were just going on a tangent saying, basically, fuck the bullshit energy, give me positive vibes. Has that always been the way you've been, or did you have to learn how to be that way?
I had to learn how to be that way because
Okay.
I've always been a pushover, like literally my entire life. And it started with my older sister. So I would always be like, you know what, if I just do for you and I make you happy, like in return, I shouldn't have to ask for anything, that it should just automatically be a given. But you have people that come to you and take. And I've had a lot of people tell me like, I love your energy. Great. I love my energy too. Why would you want to disrupt it?
Right.
You have
Right.
Why not
Why
reciprocate
would
it?
you want to just
Pay
have
me
my
back.
energy?
Yeah, but then they come and they're like, they come, take what they can from you, drain you in any kind of way, and then don't come back until they need something again. And I'm like, I'm not going to keep giving, and I'm not getting anything in return, and that's not my main thought. Is like I should get something back. Just know, it takes a lot for me to get up in the day to keep the energy that I have. I worked hard to get to this point, so I don't need someone coming to ruin it. All because they couldn't go do the work themselves to get their shit together.
Exactly. There's
Period.
nothing wrong with
The
expecting reciprocation of
The
energy because everything you just explained, there's terms for that. Leeches and vampires.
I was about to say that.
Suckers and blood suckers.
Yep.
Leeches and vampires. I don't need you.
And it sucks because like even like you can have family that's like leeches and vampires. Just I need so much from you, but I'm not gonna give you anything in return. It's like, no, you stay on that side. I don't need that.
Now, as a whole, do you think we're more prone to like letting our family be leeches opposed to our friends?
Yeah, because you love them.
Yes.
You feel obligated when it comes to family
Exactly.
sometimes.
Exactly. You do.
We gotta break that too, because that like
That's what I'm
that's my
saying,
family.
though.
I love them. No,
Yeah.
love is like
Blood
it's
thicker than water.
Yeah,
Like,
But what if
I
that
love
blood is
my
clotting
family.
and water keep running? I need water, blood.
Like, I love my family, but there's some people in my family that's like, no, I don't always talk to you anymore.
Yeah,
It
same.
bugs me
Same.
because, it's somebody that helped raise me, but at the same time, it's like, nah, I can't, we don't see on the same level anymore.
Yeah.
We have two different directions right now.
You know what my mom tells me to do? You feed them with a long silver spoon. When I see you, high and by, but I ain't got to mess with you. Long silver spoon.
And
What's
some
up,
people-
cuz? Yeah, that's it. That's all you gotta do.
And some
man.
people gonna look at you like, oh, you've changed. You're not the same person. Like,
No,
hell
I
no, I'm
grew.
not the same person.
I
It's
grew.
been fucking 5 years. I'm not going to be the same. If you, it's been 5 years and you're still in the same space, you've literally just wasted time. You haven't matured.
Shit depressing.
You could be the same person in the 5-year span, but what have you done to make your life better? I feel like it's determining that because I've been told from 5 years ago, I act the same, but I don't move the same. I don't do the same things. I might be the same person y'all seen
Individual,
grow
yeah,
up,
yeah.
you know what I mean, personality wise, but y'all see that I'm not really like doing shit my peers are doing.
I can
if
even
that makes
ask a
sense.
more wiser version of that question. What have you done for others lately?
That's true. Well, I mean, shit.
You ain't
My
even
parents
gotta
asking
grow
me
up
for
if
money
you
now and
doing
shit.
for
You know what I
others.
mean? That's how it is nowadays. I feel like my brother's asking me for help, and my mom asking me for help, and doing all this other shit. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm trying to do the best for others. You know what I
You
mean?
know what? Exactly, because I agree with you. If you're the same person but you're doing for others, that's dope. Because if you're doing for yourself and you're the same person and you ain't done shit in 5 years, and you ain't really
Right.
did much for yourself. At that point, just be selfless.
No.
Do the right thing.
It's interesting though because like most times you have to break that stigma in that like traditional like family line, and you have to like be the pioneer and like the trendsetter, so people to actually see like, oh, you can actually do that. Like for me, like I'm getting married, I have my own house, I have my own business. It's not normal for like people in my family to do that. And they're like, how are you doing all this? I'm just like, I know what I want, and you just go off that like. Stop overthinking it and
you
just
gotta do. Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
just do.
They
Just
feel
do
like
it,
you done
literally.
found a cheat code or something like
Yeah,
that.
they feel like I'm like a glitch in the system. It's like, yeah, but you can literally do what you want to do. You don't have to follow that program that's like go to college. That whole you can create your own path.
Speaking of weddings, though, shout out to moms.
Oh yeah,
Shout out to your mom.
Mama
got
Dukes
married
got
last
married
night.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Woo-woo.
So beautiful, so like
How was that?
breathtaking.
Elegant.
I'm happy. Like,
Did you cry?
oh, did I? Yeah, I like.
said-
I teared up like the moment I seen her. I'm like, you look amazing. Like I've never like seen her in that space. I'm like, if happiness had a face,
That
That
was
was
it.
it. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's pretty
beautiful.
balling.
wow. Yeah, so it was a amazing like in the moment experience yesterday, and I can't wait for mine. But that was like everything.
It
A
was like a
quick
little
question
preview.
on what you said before your mom's wedding, when you said like you're doing things that your family's not used to. So do you feel like you're breaking generational curses?
Oh yeah, that's my whole with my brand. It's called Creative Genius Brand, and basically like my whole stigma is to break like generational curses and patterns. So like not going to therapy, not healing properly, not talking to people how you're supposed to. Communication is everything for me. We had this discussion a while back. Like communication is key on everything that you're ever going to do. So for me, I just had to like step back, really digest where I'm at in life, and then like, okay, what can be different in 3 months? It's not gonna be right now, but I know I have to like put it in stone like every 3 months, every 6 months, and see where my progress is from there.
Kind of
So,
take like a third person perspective and just be like, okay, this is where I'm at. What can I do to fix it, or what can I do to make this better? Type shit.
Cause I'm naturally like introverted, but like I'm extroverted when I'm interested in something.
Right, right.
So
I am too.
it takes time to like get to that space where I'm like, I'm not going to push unless I actually do something. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my whole thing. I just want to do something different and like normalize things that should be normal, not like toxic things.
Yeah.
So Jasmine, I got another question. Do you have any questions for us? Like, during your time here, did you think of anything that you could ask us as a group or individually?
Well, what inspired you guys to start your podcast?
Go ahead,
Don't do
Jacob,
this,
and tell the
Jacob.
story.
Don't do this.
He's
I'm
like
about
the
to walk
scribe
out.
of the
Nope.
group. Go ahead, go get a drink, because you know you're going to tell
Long
the whole
story
shit.
short, it's all Jacob's idea.
It's like a
story
Star
short,
Wars intro. He about to just run the
a
credits.
long time ago in a galaxy far. No, okay.
Man.
So me and Cliff used to work together. Me and him would talk about it. I would also talk to these two. He would talk to me about it. So after me and Cliff were done working together, the pandemic came around late 19, early 2020, and we're just discussing it. So then a day comes to me, him, and him meet up at his spot, talk about it a little bit more. We're like, look, let's meet up on my garage, have Clifton come over, let's get some things moving. Gabe was actually coming over to order something from Osh, so Gabe just jumped in. And from that day on, we was like, okay, like how you said when it took to build your business, we got a blueprint. We ordered equipment, shitty equipment, returned that shit, got new equipment, learned a lot. And yeah.
It's the best teachers to just dive right in.
Hell yeah.
Experience
It really was.
is always the best teacher. And we had to just step out on faith to be like, this is what we want to do. We had our bumps. We're still going through our growing pains, but like we're here today. And I'm like, that's everything for us right now. So
We went from one meeting in the garage. Now we try to have at least 1 or 2 meetings during the week just to prepare us for this. We're getting better at posting videos of ourselves just to be more out there and be who we are. We have to, just how you have to learn how to embrace becoming a small business owner, we have to learn how to embrace become content creators.
Yeah.
Because Jacob's not ready for visualizations yet. That's why we don't have cameras. He wants to do the whole live audio thing versus
no, this
like
is
being on
my
camera.
thing. And I'm like, we can
But
go
it-
live. Can I talk about this?
Because he act like we can't walk and chew bubble gum at the same time. You know what I mean?
It doesn't exist. I don't know for whatever reason.
Look
but-
at him. You know he can walk and chew bubble gum.
Look,
He might trip actually.
You need a helmet to do that.
You know?
But see, Judge, you're a parent though. You want to have things ready before you let your kid do that. So that's how I look at it. I want to make sure we're ready to make sure we can do a live audio before we do a live camera.
Well, you just bought a brand new MacBook, so now we have the camera to do it.
I
So
know.
that excuse is
But it
gone
is-
No,
now.
we need like a phone camera like up in a
And
wall.
I don't want to hear that bullshit because I got the newest phone. I got the
Okay,
best
yeah,
camera. No,
exactly.
I don't want to hear that shit. That's an
Technically,
got the
mine
be-
is the best camera.
Whoa,
Hey,
Okay, okay.
She
We
just
ain't even gonna go
dog
there.
apple.
We ain't even gonna
It's
get
fine.
into that rabbit hole. discussion.
she just had to just cancel the conversation.
the name of the episode gonna be Samsung versus iPhone right now.
We don't need it to even steal a headline, but
Hey.
pretty much say like if we were a group of friends at a public pool and we were all about to jump in the 12-foot pool, we're ready to jump in. Jacob's like, I'm gonna do it, and then he doesn't jump in. He's like, you know what? We already ate. We gotta wait 3 minutes.
Yep. Let me check the temperature real quick. Make sure it's all right.
Said the sun was actually going to be 35 degrees less hot. Coming in about 15 minutes, I'll get in there.
Forgot my suntan lotion. There's all sorts of
No,
reasons.
but,
I can't
but
jump
again,
in.
though, it just circles back to like
I got to use the restroom. Now we keep going.
all that stomach cramps, all that.
Man.
But no, it just goes back to just being fearless in whatever you want to do in life, and that's what it takes.
Exactly.
I have a tattoo that says fearless, and I got it probably 7 years ago, but I didn't start living up to it until last year. Like, I used to have a conversation with my cousin almost every day, because you would have thought we were sisters, and I have a sister. But every day, and she's like, when are you going to start living up to your tattoo? And I was like, mind your business. I'll get there when I get there. But then I finally woke up, and I was like, you know what? Why am I living scared? Because scared money don't make money. And you have to be present to do things. So I was just like, I'm going to start living fearlessly. I'm going to start putting myself first. If it's not meant for me, I'm cool. I will go on to something else. But it has to literally feed me for me to do it. And ever since then, I've been fearless, crushing everything on my bucket list, my fears list. Like, it's been nice. You really have to be fearless to do everything.
Facts. I gotta say that 2 times. Hustling 101. Scared money don't make no money.
What were a few things that like put fear into you then? I don't want to put it like that, but
no, rejection was my biggest fear.
Okay.
And that was just something that stemmed from childhood. So I was just like, yeah, no, I don't want to put myself out there for somebody to deny me, and then like now my business is shit. Like,
okay.
But no, finally you get over it because I've read so many books and joined so many other little networking. Well, I've been to different events and then reading different things on these groups that I'm a part of on Facebook, and to hear how everybody failed so many times before they actually made it to where they were going made me more comfortable. So I was like, okay, they failed, and now look at them living the life that I want. It took some years, it took some time. I just got to be patient. I can't expect everything to just change overnight, and that's kind of how I felt. Because everybody else around you is making fast money, so they make it seem. But I was like, I don't want to be that person living a facade. Like, I'm rich for social media and broke behind closed doors. I was like, no.
Yeah, exactly.
We've talked about failure before too, like being okay with failure, because if you're not, then you're living
But it's necessary to fail. You have to fail. If you don't fail, then how are you learning? How are you growing?
Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't make sense.
That's true.
So, no, just to go back to that quote though, Clifton, popped in my head with the Players Club. Make the money, don't let the money make you. That's sound. That's good advice.
We always throw that gem out there every other episode. I love that gem. I hope people have like looked up that movie and found it by now. Don't let your kids watch it. Now I'll say that online. Don't let your kids watch it. That's an adult movie. $dollar bill.
A mature adult.
Jacob, real quick, if you want to give a shout out to our social medias real quick.
Again, thank you for listening to It's On Us podcast. You can find us wherever you find your podcast: Apple, Spotify, Podbean. We run our episodes on Facebook, on Twitter. If you have any questions, just hit us up on the email at 440IOUpodcast@gmail. Right?
You got that kind of wrong.
Yeah, you did get that wrong. Oh well.
We on iHeart too. So
It might be the other way around.
iHeart, YouTube, wherever the fuck you want to listen to it at.
We there.
Wherever you want.
Damn, one shot of John. He's cussing on the mic.
Right.
I think it might have been the Hennessy.
That's what I'm saying.
I told you I was ready to fight.
No, and then Miss Jasmine, go ahead and give a shout out to your platforms as well.
You can follow Blissfully Melanated on Facebook at Blissfully Melanated LLC. And for people who don't know how to spell melanated, it's MELANATED. Also on Instagram.
Blissfully Melanated.
It's still the same. It's both names.
Nice.
So it made it easier, so there's no confusion for you guys. But
On
again,
all platforms.
And when this episode drops, link to her website will be in the description of the episode too.
oh yeah, I forgot about my website.
Yep.
See,
There we go.
So how does your website accept payments like Apple Pay? Well, we don't have an iPhone, but
You don't have to have an iPhone to do Apple Pay.
She's attacking Apple so crazy right now.
Right, man. She's trying to change the headline so bad.
Apple.
Get your Samsung.
It accepts every form of payment, but for those people that like to send me messages to my inbox, please try to go to the website. It'll have everything that you need. If you must send me a message, it comes straight to my page. I mean, it comes straight to my phone, and you will Sorry, I started.
They
looking.
skin is glowing. They look like golden chimes.
Well, her right there, she used to be one of my neighbors and she moved and she absolutely had no edges. So she said, do you have something to grow my edges back?
Oh,
And that's
wow.
where that came from.
And you didn't revive
That's my
them.
sister, her hair. She started using my products to get her hair growing. My mom gave her a jerry curl when she was a kid and ruined all her hair. Like, she used to have naturally straight hair. Now her curls have decided
John,
to come and
real
stay.
quick, John, you look
And that's
really
my daughter.
confused on what a perm is. So listen, I'm gonna explain this to you. So it's basically a chemical in your head, and it's like it burns in your head. I don't know why people do this.
And
but
it
like,
thins your hair.
yeah, you're supposed to straighten out your hair so it's not so knotty and all that, but that's more organic to just be like, our hair is supposed to lock up. That's why I have my hair how it is, because it's like that's how it's naturally supposed to be, but you look confused, so I had to break that down to you.
I appreciate it.
That's my
She might have
oldest
something for you,
daughter.
John. Can you revive John's hair?
No, I'm bald. I'm bald.
You would
I gotta
be
ask that for the
surprised.
audience.
But no, you would be surprised. There is a couple older men who actually use my stuff, and they would send me pictures and say, "Hey, look, my bald spot's growing. You gave me faith again." I even made beard butters that would help not straighten it, but like give it a nice shine, keep it soft, because I've touched some beards that have been very rough.
So you got a good shine. Any growth material? Because me and Jacob got $100 bet going on, and if I can use your product and I know it's natural,
Hey.
I'll just blow them out the water real fast.
Don't.
I'll
Hey,
buy it.
hey, wait till that year is up, okay? Just wait.
Wait, so you don't think he can grow a beard?
The bet is because I always give him shit about having the patches right here. You don't connect.
I just need to connect this part, just this, within a year.
Both sides.
It's coming.
You
So
gotta connect fully both sides.
it's literally been loading up until the time I'm 30.
That
It's
shit been
grown.
that shit been loaded
My
since
shit-
I met you,
No,
bro.
my shit
No, it's
taking
been
a while,
loading
bro.
since I've been 18.
But the thing is, you just have to let it go, though. You have to let it
Yeah.
grow. You're gonna look crazy for a little moment, but like it'll connect in
You
a
just need to
different
start cutting it
space.
off.
You know what I
Cutting
mean?
all that off.
But trust me, Jasmine gonna get me right. Do you have like beard growth stuff too?
Yes,
Oh, see, look, it's over, Jacob. I'm about to invest.
it's a
just wait a
strength and
year.
growth beard butter.
Ooh,
And it
I'm
gives the
gonna
glow
need that.
too. Like a good.
I
It's
need
over.
that.
I need that too.
Oh, you gonna go to Miami next year, and the sister's really gonna be over.
That's all I got left. You know, I gotta invest in the
Hey.
hair I got left. You know?
See, you won't know I'm bald if I got a hat and a face for
Oh, you gonna be hat fishing?
I didn't know Neo was bald for as long as he was.
What?
Until
Really?
he took a hat off. Yeah, I was like,
He's
oh,
like
he
straight
has no.
bald.
Yeah, and he's got a big
Baby.
head.
MJ.
He said baby bald.
We doing a gym or no?
We gotta do a jump, Cliff. You the jump guy.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Yeah.
All
So if
right.
you want to take us out, Cliff? On a good
Wait,
gym?
just for a second, can you show me that picture of Lola and Parker again? Look at her face, bro. Like,
You love you some Lola.
man, dude, she's so dope, bro. If Jacob, brand new laptop, you don't know how to work it, man. Jesus,
I
this
got
is
a
why
lot
you
of
don't buy
shit
new
up there.
things.
You got a lot of tabs open.
I got a lot of tabs open.
Yep. Look at her, bro.
Are you the
So
only
much
one that own a
character.
business?
Yes, out of my group of friends, I guess
I'm the second one up. I
Yeah.
gotta get my LLC for when I start plowing driveways in the wintertime.
My brother has his own business, so he does like resale for like shoes and clothes and stuff.
And John has an online
eBay
business with
store.
eBay. I liquidated out. We started in high school. I liquidated out. He runs it now.
Look,
Thrifted garage sales. I just had a garage sale yesterday. Did okay. Me and my brothers, but me and my brother. I only have one brother.
brothers.
But,
Brothers.
Oh, wait,
brother.
wait,
We're
what
your
are-
brothers.
Wait, we're your
We're all your
brothers.
Yeah, you guys are my brothers.
Wow, I guess I'm out that will. Fuck.
No,
Yeah,
just
Sam.
like yeah. So like my business has been going for a year and some change, but the idea came back in like 2016. But I didn't have the funds to do what I wanted to do, so I'm like, let me make some adjustments in my life to like fund what I want to do. So
Plan
I
ahead.
drive semi trucks now, which is okay living, but like I know I want to do more than that. So like it's a start. You got to start somewhere with anything you do. So I'm like, why not right now?
For sure.
So-
And like you said, you got to plan ahead. Got to plan ahead. Got to have a plan. So
And speaking of planning ahead, it goes back to what you said. When people want to start a business, they need to have a blueprint and a plan. So today's gem comes from Abraham Lincoln. Shout out to him. The best way to predict the future is to create it. That's the gem for today.
That's heavy.
So y'all believe in manifestation and everything?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
yeah.
Visualization and all
That's
that
a whole
stuff.
other podcast right there. We can go
Right.
into that for
Hey, I can talk about that for hours.
We talk about manifestation, yoga, all that. So no, Jacob,
Is that it? Is that anybody else got anything else to say?
John, you
Go
want to-
Ravens.
John, you want to-
Come on, why you
my
gotta do that?
God.
Bye.
You little dirty bird, fly out the room.
it's gonna be deleted.
Cut that part out. Thank you guys for listening. Next week we'll be back at it.
It's out.
Stay tuned.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to IOU Podcast, where you can reach us on Spotify, Apple, Podbean, YouTube, and our Gmail is IOU Podcast 440. And this has been a great episode with my boys, and stay tuned for next week, and God bless.